Begin transmission. Greetings, we are Anonymous, also known as the Collective. Today's date is Saturday, December the 14th, 2024. We have heard several concerns and speculations regarding the disruption of the upcoming inauguration. We researched this information to hopefully provide some clarity to the Constitution. The U.S. constitutional process for presidential transition and inauguration is extremely robust, but in theory, there are certain extreme scenarios that could disrupt or delay the inauguration. However, these scenarios would be incredibly rare, unprecedented, and would likely involve a breakdown of key democratic institutions. Here's a breakdown of possible scenarios. Insurrection or armed conflict, armed rebellion or civil war. If there were a large-scale insurrection or armed conflict within the United States aimed at disrupting the government, it could potentially stop or delay the inauguration. This could involve domestic militant groups attempting to overthrow the government or prevent the peaceful transfer of power. Foreign attack, invasion or foreign military attack. A foreign attack on the U.S., for example, a military strike or invasion, could create a national security crisis so severe that it might temporarily disrupt the inauguration process. In such a scenario, national security and defense measures would likely take precedence, and the focus would shift to responding to the external threat. Total breakdown of law and order. Complete collapse of civil order. In the case of widespread civil unrest or a collapse of law and order, for example, due to riots, violence, or a breakdown of government functioning, the government could declare martial law to restore order. This could theoretically delay or disrupt the inauguration, especially if security concerns prevent the safe gathering of Congress or the transition of power. Electoral disputes or legal challenges. Severe electoral disputes. If the results of the presidential election were disputed to the point that Congress could not certify the electoral votes, this could lead to a constitutional crisis. In theory, if no candidate reached the 270 electoral votes needed for victory, the election could be decided by the House of Representatives. However, this process is governed by clear constitutional rules and is unlikely to be interrupted. Constitutional or legal crisis. Failure to certify the election. If Congress failed to certify the election results in the required timeline, or if a Supreme Court decision prevented certification, it could delay the inauguration. This scenario would involve a serious breakdown in the usual processes, but legal and constitutional provisions would likely be invoked to resolve the issue. Presidential vacancy due to death or inability. If the president-elect were to die, become incapacitated, or otherwise be unable to take office before the inauguration, the vice president-elect would be sworn in as president under the 25th Amendment. This would not halt the process but could alter the specific individuals involved. Assassination or threats to life. In an extreme scenario, an assassination attempt on the president-elect or vice president-elect could delay the inauguration, though the legal process would still be intact. The Secret Service, law enforcement, and military would likely secure the area and protect the elected officials, but such an event could delay or disrupt the process temporarily. Natural disasters or catastrophic events. Natural disasters, such as a large-scale earthquake, flood, or hurricane, could disrupt the inauguration if Washington, D.C., or key transportation routes were severely impacted. However, the inauguration would still proceed, as it is a constitutional requirement. If necessary, alternative arrangements could be made to conduct the swearing-in ceremony. Martial law or military takeover. A military coup or martial law declaration that completely supplanted civilian government would be the most extreme and unprecedented scenario. This could potentially delay or prevent the inauguration, depending on the severity and extent of the event. If we overlooked anything, please feel free to correct or add in the comments below. We are the voice of the silent. We are the eyes of the blind. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. End transmission.